Hey, authors, I hope you are enjoying our nonfiction unit as much as I am. We have learned so many great things about dragonflies and wolves, and today, new animal, reptiles. Ah! Okay, let's get started. Remember, we're reading nonfiction texts to see how authors organize information for when you write your nonfiction piece in a week or so. Okay, here we go. Let's hit it. Okay, we are going to read about reptiles today. And we see a big alligator right there. We are familiar with those, that's for sure. I have them in my pond in my backyard. Oh, and there's another one. Nice turtle. Again, with our nonfiction text features, we see our table of contents, the chapters, and the page numbers. And we see another reptile. Okay, chapter 1, radical reptiles. We look at our headings, our bold words, our captions and photographs. Here's a label, North American alligator. He's chilling out. Reptiles are ectothermic, which means they depend on the sun for warmth and shade or water for cooling off. This also means they don't need to constantly eat in order to produce energy to stay warm. And then when we look at the next page, that is a Galapagos tortoise. And the caption there says over on this page, Galapagos tortoises have two speeds, slow and stop. What they lack in quickness, they make up for longevity. They can live up to more than 100 years old. Because they were hunted as a food source for sailors, they are now endangered. Radical reptiles. Found nowhere else on Earth besides the Galapagos Islands in the Pacific Ocean, the Galapagos tortoises look and behave differently based on which island they live in. This diversity shows how tortoises, reptiles, and animals in general can adapt to their specific habitat. Chapter 1, radical reptiles. They are cold-blooded crawlers with tough skin and a backbone. Reptiles are among the most adaptable creatures on Earth. While most live on land, some prefer the water. They display a dizzying variety of self-defense capabilities, and some are among the most feared predators on Earth. But what reptiles have really mastered is the art of pacing themselves. How fast they go. Ooh. Dun, 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 dun. Okay, so here we have a text feature that's almost like a diagram. It's showing us the different types of reptiles. I'll zoom in so you can see the pictures. Turtles and tortoises, crocodilians, like a crocodile, snakes and lizards, and tuataras. I don't know if I'm saying that right or not. That might be something to research. And another text feature we have on this side is a map, and it's telling us the reptile range. So there's our key green means reptile range, which means where they can be found. And our caption to tell us about our map says, reptiles can be found on every continent on Earth except for Antarctica because it's so cold down here. It is too cold for the reptiles to survive in Antarctica. So every continent on Earth. There are 4 major classes of living reptiles. Within these 4 groups, there are many smaller divisions of species. While they may have slightly different habitats, diets, and survival skills, they are all reptiles. So all reptiles fall, these are like categories. Ugh. Reptiles generally live in warmer environments. They can live in or near oceans, rivers, swamps, jungles, and even deserts. So right now our author is giving us information about reptiles, and yep, I was right. Now we're going to start talking about turtles specifically. That's a beautiful picture. I wish it wasn't so glary. There you go. Instead of teeth, turtles and tortoises have hard-edged jaws that cut the plants or animals they eat. So, it's gross looking to me. Unlike land-based tortoises and turtles, sea turtles have large front flippers for swimming. Even though they breathe air like we do, sea turtles can stay beneath the surface for long stretches of time. Turtles and tortoises have a bony shell. Some species live on land while others prefer the water. Some eat plants while others eat animals. All turtles and tortoises lay eggs and usually bury the eggs to protect them from predators until they hatch. The shells of the turtles and tortoises are used as protection against predators. They pull their head as well as their legs or flippers inside their shell when they feel threatened. And there's that guy again. Crazy crocs, cagey crocs, sorry. Radical reptiles, saltwater crocodiles are the only crocodilian reptile known in to inhabit the open ocean. Excuse me. They've been spotted hundreds of miles from shore. So again, I read my captions first, so I kind of have background knowledge of what I'm reading. King croc, the saltwater crocodile, is the largest of all crocodilians. They can grow to be 23 feet long. That's really long, 23 feet. So that's probably like, let's see, I'm 5 feet tall. So that's about 4.5 of me if I laid down. Ask your mom or dad how tall they are and see if they can figure out how many of them would be 23 feet. Like your dad is probably 6 foot tall. So that would be almost 4 of him laying down for a saltwater crocodile. Crocodilians are the largest and most dangerous types of reptiles. The crocodilian family includes crocodiles, alligators, caimans, garrels. They're all carnivores, which means they eat meat, with incredibly powerful jaws. They all lay eggs and spend long days sunning themselves between their meals. These are long captions. Due to humans moving into their habitat, gharials, or fish-eating crocodiles, so again, there's that comma with the word or, so it tells us what that word means, are now an endangered species. They are found in the wild only in parts of India and Nepal. They are identifiable by their long, narrow snouts. Ugh. Like all reptiles, crocodilians have adapted to their habitat. The nostrils atop their snout allow them to breathe while they hide underwater looking for prey on the shore. So if you guys have alligators in your home ponds at home, you probably see that before. Patient hunters, crocodilians attack with incredible ferocity. They can kill and eat mammals as large as horse or cattle. But once they succeed in getting a meal, they won't need another meal. They won't need another for weeks or even months. Okay, I'm just going to show us the pictures for the next ones. Slithering snakes and lizards. And talk about how this author has organized this book. So he started off, or she started off, just giving us general reptile information. Then he organized, or she organized it by the different, remember the 4 categories, the 4 groups, the turtles, the crocodilians, snakes and lizards. Ooh, he looks like he's smiling like, hey. And there's that one I wasn't sure. They are similar to lizards. They look like lizards, but they are not the same. So that author has organized by general information and then by the 4 groups. So when you're writing, you give general information. We'll talk about it more. And then you can talk about habitat, appearance, special facts, right? Okay, because we're going to use that same organizer we used for science. So today, I hope you enjoyed reptiles and you learned some information. You do not have a discussion post today, but what you should do is if you want to, you can write in your reader's note, writing notebook, some cool facts that you learn, or you can just share them with your family at home and wow them. We had all kinds of reptiles. So remember the 4 groups. Okay. That could be a fact that you share at dinner. There are 4 groups of reptiles. Simple as that. Okay. Tomorrow, you're going to love the book tomorrow, and I'm excited to share it with you. See you later. Be a gator.